Okay, so okay, so good morning everyone. Am I audible? Yes, okay. Thank you for confirming. So last class, we have already discussed about basics of accounting, isn't it? So today we'll start with how to record the business transactions. Okay. So before going to discuss about how to record the business transactions, we must understand the accounting cycle, because accounting consists of a series of process, series of phases, or we can say series of stages. Okay, that means the business transactions and events can be recorded, can be classified, and can be summarized, and finally again it can be carried forward to the next period in a revolving manner or cycling manner. That is known as accounting cycle. So we must understand the accounting cycle first, then we'll discuss about how to record the business transaction. Okay. So here I'm going to share my screen. That's why I'm switching up my video. Okay. So because I'm going to write something, I'm going to use my board also. So just need a piece of confirmation. Is it visible to all of you? Is my screen? Is my screen visible to all of you? Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Chalo. Just a minute. Someone is using the annotation. This is not good. Because if we all use this screen, then what will happen? Okay, just a minute. Okay. Hope I am audible to all of you. Okay. So first we must understand the accounting cycle. Accounting cycle. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Accounting cycle. So accounting passes through series of process or series of stages. So try to remember. So first, we are recording business transactions or events. We are recording the business transactions or events. So I will discuss in detail what is event or what is transaction. Okay, these transactions and events can be recorded in a particular book. Try to remember, it can be recorded into a particular book. This book is known as journal. This book is known as journal. So after recording the transactions or events in a particular book journal, then we have to post them into another book that is known as ledger. That is known as ledger. So journal, after recording the original transactions or events in a particular book, that is journal, then we have to post, we have to classify all the similar transactions grouped together in another book that is known as ledger. So after posting them into ledger, then what we'll do, we have to prepare one summary statement. This is known as trial balance. This is known as trial balance. Okay, so we have to prepare the trial balance. It is a statement, summary statement, which lists out all the debits and all the credits relating to the accounts, various accounts. So after preparation of summary statement, we can able to know our total debit must be equal with total credit. So after preparation of trial balance, what we'll do? Then we have to prepare the closing balance sheet as well as closing PL account. Closing balance sheet and closing PL account. Why it is known as closing? Because at the end of the period we are preparing. Let's say financial year ending. If we are taking one period is equal to one financial year, so financial year ending is the closing of the period. Generally in India, we are following the financial year, 1st April to 31st March, isn't it? So 31st March is the closing period. At that particular date, the business has to prepare one balance sheet as well as PL account. So this PL account is otherwise known as income statement. Okay. So this closing balance sheet and PL account will be the opening balance sheet for the next period. It will be opening balance sheet as well as PL for the next period. That means from opening balance sheet and opening PL account, all the transactions can be passed as opening journal entry. As opening journal entry. Try to remember opening entry. At the end of the period, we have to prepare the closing balance sheet as well as closing PL account. So we have to pass the closing entry. So after passing the closing entry, this closing balance sheet and PL account will be opening balance sheet and PL account for the next period. Let's say here, this is the date 31st March. So here it will be the date 1st April. So 1st April is the next year and 31st March is the current year. That means 31st March is the closing day of the current financial year. So what are the balances available on 31st March that will be carried forward to the next period, that means 1st April of the financial year. So at that day, we have to pass the journal entry, that means opening entry. Okay. Again, this opening entry can be passed in the book of journal Again, next year, again, original transactions and events are there. Again, these original transactions and events will be passed to journal entry. Again, we have to post them into ledger. Then prepare the summary statement with the help of the trial balance. Again, prepare the closing set of books of accounts, that means balance sheet as well as PL account. Again, that closing balance will be opening balance for the next period. That means simply here we can say this accounting is moving in a cyclic manner, isn't it? It is moving in a cyclic manner. Yes or no? So these all are series of process. That means first we are identifying the business transactions and events. After identifying the business transactions and events, we are passing the journal entry by recording the original business transactions and events. After passing the journal entry, then the similar type of accounts must be classified and it has to post through ledger. So after posting them into ledger, then we have to prepare the summary statement with the help of trial balance. So from the summary statement, again we have to prepare the financial statement or final accounts of the business concern with the help of balance sheet as well as PL account. This is known as closing balance sheet and closing PL account. This closing balance sheet and closing PL account of the current year will be the opening balance sheet and opening PL account of the next year. So at the beginning of the next year, again, we have to pass the opening entry from the opening balance sheet and opening PL account. So after passing the journal entry, again in that year, other raw transactions and events, business transactions and events are there. Again, it will flow in this way. It will revolve throughout the lifespan of the business, throughout the lifespan of the entity. So this process, since it is revolving in a cyclic manner, it is known as accounting cycle. So accounting cycle consists of series of processes. So from the definition, if you look at the definition of the accounting, as we have already discussed in our last class, first, accounting is an art of recording. So where we are recording? We are recording here. We are recording in the books of journal. So after recording, what we are doing? We are classifying. Where we are classifying? We are classifying in the books of ledger. After classification, where we are preparing the summary statement? We are preparing the summary statement here. That means with the help of trial balance. Okay. So accounting is the art of recording, classifying, and summarizing the business transactions and events. These are the business transactions, raw transactions of the business, which are in terms of money. That means at least financially in character, and interpreting the result thereof. Interpreting how? After preparation of summary, we are preparing the final accounts or financial statement, where we are interpreting the result with the help of closing balance sheet as well as PL account. Okay. So after interpretation of result, what we are doing? So simply we are preparing a set of reports, and the same set of reports can be communicated to various interested parties. So this entire process is known as accounting cycle. Did you understand? Yes or no? Yes, very good. Thank you very much. Okay. Next, we are going to discuss about how to record the business transactions. How to record the business transactions. Okay. So for recording of business transactions, we need a particular book. That book is known as journal. That means whenever we are talking about recording of business transactions, that means we are going to pass the journal entry in the books of journal. So this books of journal is otherwise known as primary entry book. So how to record the business transactions in the books of journal, we must learn. But before that, we must know certain steps how to pass the journal entry in the books of journal. So that's why here I am going to discuss about how to record record the business transactions. Try to remember. So our discussion, today's discussion is really all about how to record business transactions. Okay. So, dear friends, try to understand actually what is a transaction, what is a business transaction or business event. So, whenever we are talking about transactions, actually transaction arise out of the give and take relationship. Or simply we can say exchange between the parties with some sort of consideration. Some sort of consideration. Let's say I am the stationery dealer, I am selling my pen to you. So in return, you are giving me money or money is worth. So these are the exchanges made between the parties. I am the first party, you are the second party. I am giving you the pen, you are giving me the money. That money is the consideration, isn't it? So that we can say this is the transaction. But what is business transaction? Business transaction is performance of an economic activity. So here, whenever I am selling the pen to you, I am performing one economic activity and selling a pens in terms of money also, in terms of currency also. So that's why we can say selling a pen rupees 50 or rupees 30 is a business transaction. This is a business transaction. So business transaction is otherwise known as performance of an economic activity. It may be exchange between the parties with some sort of consideration. And whenever we are talking about event means what? It is the consequences of an occurrence. It is not transaction. There is the difference between transaction and events. Transaction is the performance of an economic activity. Exchange between the parties with some sort of consideration. And that must be reflected in terms of money. But whenever we are talking about events, event means what? It is the consequences of an occurrence. Anything, or we can say it is the consequences of a happening. What is there happen inside the business? Because there are so many things happen inside the business. Okay. So transaction may be external or may be internal. I am selling goods to you. You are the customer. It may be external. Transaction may be internal. Let's say I am paying salary to my manager. That is internal. But events are always internal because these all are internal happenings, internal occurrence. Because of the occurrence, what are the consequences to the business? Okay. So how to record the business transactions or events? I hope you must understand the business transaction as well as business events. Now we are going to discuss about how to record transactions or events. So dear friends, please remember these steps. Okay. So categorically, I must tell to the newcomers to the accounting, please remember these steps. Go through the steps. Don't deviate the steps. Don't deviate the steps. Go through the steps. And those who are experts, they can deviate the steps and simultaneously they can switch over to 3 steps or 4 steps like this or the final step. But for the newcomer, please follow these steps. So here I am writing the steps. Step number 1. Okay. So the first step is to identify the business transactions and events. We have to identify the business transactions and events. Okay. That means it is as an accountant. Please remember, whenever you are recording the business transactions, you have to assume that you are the professional accountant of that business concern. This is your business and you are the professional accountant. You are recording the business transaction in the books of accounts. So what are the things you are going to do? You have to assume. Okay. So first, it is your duty is to identify whether this is the business transactions or not. That means this transaction is related to my business or not. This is the first step. Okay. Coming to the step number 2. Under step number 2, what we'll do? Extract the number of accounts involved in the transaction. Okay. So second step, we have to extract. We have to identify the number of accounts involved in the transactions, because in the first step we have already identified this is the business transaction. If it is a business transaction, then only you can record. We have already identified that this is the business transaction. Next step, we are going to extract the number of accounts involved in the transaction. So dear friends, please remember, at least there must be involvement of 2 accounts in each and every transaction. At least there must be involvement of 2 accounts in each and every transaction. Why? Because we have already discussed about the meaning of transactions. It is the exchange between parties with some sort of consideration, or we can say performance of an economic activity. So here, at least involvement of 2 parties. Someone is giving and other person is receiving. So give and take relationship is there. So for give one account and for take another account, at least involvement of 2 accounts. Please remember. So extract the number of accounts involved. Here, please remember, number means here at least 2. At least 2. Okay. Then coming to third step. What is the third step? Classify. Modern approach. Accounts we have already extracted in the step number 2. That account must be classified as per traditional approach or as per modern approach. Okay, this is the step number 3. What is the step number 4? Then apply the rule of debit and credit. As per traditional or modern. Okay. In step number 4, we have to apply the rule of debit, because there are certain rules of debit and credit into traditional and into modern. Ashok Maharana sir is not audible. Am I audible to all of you? Yes or no? Confirm.
Yes, sir, audible.
Am I audible now? Am I audible? Not audible. Voice is not clear. Okay. So 1 second, just a minute. I'm checking my connectivity.
Now clear, sir. Now clear.
I hope now it's clear.
Yes, sir. Now clear.
Okay. Someone is asking, sir, what is 4th point? So in 4th point, I have already mentioned that apply the rule of debit and credit as per the traditional approach or modern approach. Because here there are 2 approaches. If you are following traditional approach, then you have to follow the rule of debit and credit according to traditional approach. If you are following, you have to follow rule of debit and credit according to modern approach. Is it clear? In 4th step, we have to apply the rule of debit and credit, because whenever we are passing the journal entry, after extracting the number of accounts, then it is our duty what to debit and what to credit. This account debited to that account. Okay. So here let's say 2 accounts are there. So that means what? why this account will be debit, that account will be credit, or why that account will be debit or this account will be credit. That means we have to apply the rule according to traditional approach and modern approach. Okay, so this is the fourth step. The last step is about pass the journal entry by giving narration. That means after that we will pass the journal entry, this account debited to that account or that account debited to this account by giving some narration. So dear friends, please remember what is narration. Narration is the brief description about original transaction, because in the past step we have already taken the original transaction, business transaction. So business transaction, this is known as narration. So please remember 5 steps whenever you are going to record the business transaction. Step number 1, once I'm repeating, identify the business transactions or events. Step number 2, extract the number of accounts involved in the particular transactions or events. Then step number 3, classify the number of accounts you have already. Step number 2, as per traditional approach or modern approach, you have to classify the accounts. After that, you have to apply the rule for debit and credit as per the traditional approach. And finally, you have to pass the journal entry by giving the narration. Giving the narration means you have to provide the brief description about the original transaction. Okay. Someone is saying, sir, please repeat the 5th point. 5th point, pass the journal entry. Finally, you have to pass the journal entry by giving narration. Narration means what? Brief descriptions about original transaction. Again, what happened? Clearly not audible, sir. Voice is not clear. Please refresh. I have already refreshed, Mr. Ankit. No, sir, voice is breaking. Now voice is clear. सर थोड़ा बहुत हिंदी होगा तो और भी आसान होगा, ठीक है. In some stage your audio is breaking. Now second line repeat please. ठीक है, मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूं दोबारा. पहले हमको क्या करना है, पहले हमको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि भाई ये जो ट्रांजैक्शन हमने लिए हैं ये बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन है या नहीं. ये जो ट्रांजैक्शन है ये ट्रांजैक्शन हमारा बिजनेस रिलेटेड है या नहीं. अगर ये हमारा बिजनेस रिलेटेड है तो ये ट्रांजैक्शन को हम लोग रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, नहीं तो पहले से हम लोग रिजेक्ट कर देंगे. ठीक है, ये पहला स्टेप हो गया. कमिंग टू सेकंड स्टेप. सेकंड स्टेप, ये जो ट्रांजैक्शन हमने ले लिए हैं, फर्स्ट वी हैव ऑलरेडी आइडेंटिफाइड द बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शंस. सो आफ्टर आइडेंटिफाइंग, दूसरा स्टेप में हम लोग क्या किए हैं ना, ये जो ट्रांजैक्शन हमने लिए हैं बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन, इसमें कितना अकाउंट है, हाउ मेनी अकाउंट्स आर देयर. ठीक है, सो पहले ये अकाउंट्स को हम लोग एक्सट्रैक्ट करेंगे, निकालेंगे. हाउ मेनी अकाउंट्स आर इन्वॉल्व इन दिस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन. स्टेप 3 में हम लोग क्या करेंगे ना, क्लासिफाई अकॉर्डिंग टू ट्रेडिशनल और मॉडर्न. ट्रेडिशनल एंड मॉडर्न अप्रोच, दो अप्रोच है, उसी हिसाब से हम लोग क्लासिफाई करेंगे. ये जो दो नंबर स्टेप में हम लोग जो अकाउंट्स एक्सट्रैक्ट किए हैं, ये सारे अकाउंट्स ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच के हिसाब से कौन कौन सा अकाउंट अंदर आ रहा है, या मॉडर्न अप्रोच के हिसाब से कौन कौन सा अकाउंट्स का अंदर ये आ रहा है. Finally, we will do, we have to apply the rule of credit according to traditional approach or approach. If we are following traditional approach, if we are following traditional approach, then we have to rule of debit and credit of traditional approach. If we are following modern approach, then we have the rule debit according to modern approach. और basis of that finally हमको क्या करना है, जर्नल एंट्री पास करना. ठीक है, अभी फिर क्या हुआ, वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर, फिर से नेटवर्क चला गया क्या? अभी क्या हुआ बताइए. Now tell me, am I able now? Some network issues from your side, sir. Now you just tell me, am I able? Not audible. Now am I audible? Just confirm me, am I audible or not? Yes, yes, okay. Thank you. Rupasri madam is asking, sir, tell me what is modern approach and what is traditional approach. I will tell you definitely. So you just remember these are the steps we have to follow whenever we are going to pass the journal entry. Okay, ठीक है. चलो, तो पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे ना, आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे whether it is a business transaction or not. Yes, we can identify. If it is relating to business, then we can say this is business transaction, and this transaction must be reflect in terms of money, not in any other measurement. Let's say we are buying goods rupees 5,000. That means here buying goods, whenever we are buying goods, that means one party. We are one party and we are buying goods from other is there. So what is going on? Expense is going on. That means we are getting goods and we are paying cash. Our money is worth. Yes or no? And this is reflect in terms of money also. So we can say this is the business. Selling of goods rupees 5,000. So it is also a business transaction because it is also meant in terms of money. So first step is over. Second step, we have to extract the number of accounts involved in the transaction. How many accounts are involved in the transactions? We have to extract, we have to identify. After that, we have to classify according to modern approach and traditional approach. Okay. So here I am going to tell you in detail about the traditional approach and modern approach. First, we must understand what is traditional approach and modern approach. Then we'll follow the steps. So please remember these 5 steps when we are going to pass the journal. Okay. Voice is not clear, sir. Voice is not clear, sir. Then what I'll do? So I have already checked my connectivity. Now just tell me, is my voice clear to all of you? Now clear? Yes, now clear. Chalo. So let us discuss about what is traditional approach. Traditional approach means why you will follow this traditional approach or modern approach. Try to remember traditional approach So here we have to follow this approach to apply the rule of debit and credit. To apply the rule of debit and credit. So this traditional approach is otherwise known as also British approach. British approach, please remember. Approach, according to this approach, it can be divided into two. The total number of accounts can be classified into two. The first one is personal account. Okay. And the second one is impersonal account. There are two types of accounts according to traditional approach. The first one is personal account and the second one is impersonal account. So what is personal account? Let us understand. Personal account means these are those accounts which are related to person concerns. Which are related to person concerns. Okay. Again, the person may be of three types. The person may be of three types. How many types? Three types. Please remember. First one, the person may be natural person. The person may be natural person. Okay. Second one, the person may be artificial person. And the person may be real person. Representative person. So person may be natural person. Who are the natural person? Natural person like you, me. Okay. Ram, Hari, Ashok, Sita, Mita, Gita, Madhusmita. So these all are the natural person. Those who are having some life like us. So the natural personal account is there. Again, artificial personal or artificial persons are there. Artificial persons are those persons, they are not the living being. They don't have life like us, but they just represent as a person, like any business concern, XYZ Limited, any corporation like BMC, Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation, Cuttack Municipal Corporation, any bank like State Bank of India, HDFC Bank Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, PNB. So these all are artificial persons. Again, representative person means what? So these are the type of personal account which represent to a particular person, either to a natural person or to an artificial person. So let's say here I can tell you the example of natural person. Natural person example is like Ram account. Okay. Ram, Sita account, etc. Artificial person like X Limited, BMC, Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation, CMC, SBI. So these are the artificial person. What is representative? Representative means what? These are the personal account which represent to either natural person or artificial person. Is it clear? Representative refers to, that means it represents to natural person or artificial person. Very good example I can give here is your capital. What is capital? What is capital? What is capital? It is the amount of money or money's worth contributed by the owner of the business in order to start the enterprise. Let's say you are the startup owner. So whenever you are going to start your enterprise, you are contributing certain amount of money or you are contributing certain amount of asset or property, isn't it? So this is your capital. So here capital represents to whom? The capital represents to you. Who are you? You are the startup owner. So capital account is the representative personal account. Another account is like your outstanding account. Outstanding means what? like your, it may be outstanding salary, outstanding expenses, outstanding rent. Let's say outstanding salary, outstanding manager salary. Whenever we are talking outstanding manager salary, so outstanding represent to whom? To the manager of the business. Let's say Mr. Ashok is the manager of the business. So here outstanding salary of Mr. Ashok. So it represents to Mr. Ashok. So outstanding expenses or salary is also coming under representative personal account. Is it clear? So natural person, artificial person, representative person, all are coming under personal account. Okay. Outstanding means what? Due. That means whenever we are talking about outstanding salary of manager, that means salary is already due, but till now we have not paid. Till now we have not paid. Okay. Someone is asking something. Sir, please repeat the representative. Representative to either natural or artificial person. It represent to either natural person like Sita, Mita, Ram, Gita, or it may represent to artificial person. I have already given one example, two examples here. Capital account. So whenever we are talking about capital means what? It is the owner's contribution in order to start an enterprise. Yes or no? So capital represent to owner. Who is the owner? Who is the owner? Owner is a person, natural person. Yes or no? Owner is the natural person. So capital represents to natural person. Like and another example is your outstanding salary or outstanding expenses. So whenever we are talking about outstanding salary, that means salary due but till now not paid. To whom? To a particular natural person, to an employee or to a manager. So that is outstanding. And someone is saying, sir, outstanding means liabilities. Yes, definitely it is liabilities. But for the time being, we are not discussing about whether it is liability or asset. So I will discuss in detail when we'll discuss modern approach. Is it fine, Mr. Subrat Babu? Okay. So these three are coming under personal account, whether it is natural, artificial, or representative, all are known as personal account. Okay. Coming to second one, impersonal account. Again, impersonal account can be classified into two heads. It can be classified into two heads. What are these two heads? Please remember, the first one is real account and the second one is nominal account. The one is nominal account. What is real account? Real account are those accounts to all assets or property of the business. All assets or properties. All assets, or you can say properties or resources of the business. So what are the assets? Either it may be land, building, plant, machinery, premises, furniture, fixture, vehicles. So these all are asset of the business. Cash, bank. So these are account. Is it clear? And under impersonal account, another account is there, that is the nominal account. Nominal account related to all expenses, losses, incomes and gains. Okay. So nominal account related to all expenses, all businesses, salary paid, stationery expenses paid, rent paid. These are the business expenses. What are the income? Rent received, interest received. These are the income or gain of the business. So all expenses, losses, income, gains are coming under nominal account. Is it clear? Did you understand? Did you understand? Susri Acharya madam is asking, what is ATC? What is ATC? Artificial person you are asking. Susri madam, your question is, what is ATC? What is it? ATCS. No, this is not ATC. This is accounts. A/CS, accounts, actually abbreviation of accounts. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Subrat, for clarifying. What are the assets under real account? All resources of the business. All resources are all properties of the business. Business का properties क्या क्या हो सकता है? लैंड हो सकता है, बिल्डिंग हो सकता है, प्लांट हो सकता है, मशीनरी हो सकता है, फर्नीचर हो सकता है, फिक्सर हो सकता है, बिजनेस का जो बैंक बैलेंस वो भी हो सकता है, बिजनेस का हाथ में जो कैश आवे ये भी हो सकता है, हाँ या नहीं? And someone is asking nominal account. So nominal account is all about the expenses, losses, gains. बिजनेस का जितने सारे एक्सपेंसेस, लॉसेस, इनकम्स, गेन्स आ रहा है, ये नॉमिनल अकाउंट का अंदर आ रहा है, ठीक है सर? डिफरेंस बिटवीन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव अकाउंट एंड रियल अकाउंट. अरे रियल अकाउंट रिलेटेड टू प्रॉपर्टी, that is your personal account. Representative account means it represent to a particular person, either it may be a natural person or it may be an artificial person. Prabhanjan Babu, did you understand? Okay, very good. Chalo. So in total, we can say how many accounts are there. In total, just I am highlighting how many accounts are there. According to this, there are 3 accounts. This is first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. So now we are going to discuss about what to debit and what to credit. Is a rule for debit and credit according to traditional approach. This rule for debit and credit according to traditional approach is otherwise known as golden rules of accounting. Golden rules of accounting. Okay, this is otherwise known as golden rules of accounting. So according to golden rules of accounting, what to debit and what to credit, let us see. First we will take types of account. Types of account. Okay, what is next? Next, what to debit and what to credit. So this rule we are going to apply. So how many types of accounts are there? I have already mentioned 3 types: personal account, real account, and nominal account, isn't it? Personal, real, and nominal. So here I am writing personal, real, and nominal. So first account is personal account, second account is real account, and third account is nominal account, isn't it? हाँ या नहीं? Yes or no? So 3 types of accounts are there. So please remember, you have to remember this rule of debit and credit whenever we are going to pass the journal entry. Chalo, what is the rule for debit? Personal account is saying debit is the receiver. Remember, the person who is receiving is known as debit. Credit is the giver. The person who is giving is known as credit. Okay. According to personal account, debit is the receiver, credit is the giver. According to real account, debit what comes in? Comes in. Credit what goes out. Okay. In a particular transaction, when someone is receiving, if it is a person, if the person is receiving, then it is debit. If the person is giving, then it is credit. According to personal account. According to real account, it is saying debit what comes in and credit what goes out. जो बिजनेस को आ रहा है उसको हम डेबिट करेंगे, जो बिजनेस जा रहा है उसको हम क्रेडिट करेंगे. ठीक है. Coming to nominal account. Coming to nominal account. Nominal account, all expenses and losses are debit. Expenses and losses are debit. Incomes and gains are credit. अगर बिजनेस का इनकम हो रहा है, कमाई हो रहा है, गेन हो रहा है, तो उसको क्रेडिट करेंगे. अगर बिजनेस का खर्चा हो रहा है, क्या कुछ नुकसान हो रहा है, तो उसको हम क्या करेंगे? डेबिट करेंगे। ठीक है, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट द रूल? क्रेडिट मीन्स व्हाट गोज आउट। According to real account, credit means what? What goes out. Okay. Please remember these rules for debit and credit in order to pass the journal entry. Then only you can able to pass the journal entry. Okay. So these are the rules of debit as well as credit. According to which approach? According to which approach? Till now, I have not discussed about modern approach. I have only discussed about traditional approach. Okay, so don't be confused. We are focusing right now on traditional approach. According to traditional approach, entire accounts in the world, entire accounts can be classified under these three categories: personal account, real account, and nominal account. After classifying them in under three categories, then we can apply the rule of debit and credit. Very good. Sure. So this is the rule you have to remember in order to pass the journal entry. Sure. Next one. Now I am going to tell you about how to pass the journal entry on the basis of this traditional approach. Okay, on the basis of this traditional approach. So for passing the journal entry, let us discuss about journal. So journal is a particular word, Latin word. Jor is there. Jor means what? A day. That means in a particular day, what are the transactions we are recording in a particular book? That is known as journal book. Journal is a word which is derived from another Latin word, that is your jor. J-O-U-R. That means a day. So this is otherwise known as primary book or original entry book. Primary book or original entry book. Okay, original entry book. So how we'll pass the journal entry? I'll tell you the entire format and how to pass the journal entry according to traditional approach in the next class. But here I'm taking some business transaction. Out of this business transaction, you have to identify how many accounts are involved, and these accounts are coming under which account? Personal, real, or nominal account. Okay. So here, let's say I'm giving some names of the account: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first one is capital account. Capital account. Second one is land account. Okay. And third one is living stock. Living stock account. Okay. And fourth one is electricity. Electricity account. Okay. And fifth one is rent account. And sixth one is Reliance Industries Limited. Please tell me, you just classify these accounts according to these three: personal, real, and nominal. Personal, real, and nominal. Please tell me. Sir, can you please show the previous slide of golden rules of accounting? Definitely. Please see. Kishore Babu, can you hear me? Acha, Sasikant Parida sir is saying that, sir, capital account is the personal account. Okay, what about others? Rent, nominal, capital, personal. Nachiketa Mahapatra sir is saying capital is personal, land is real. Sasikant Parida sir is saying. What about others? Are you there? Did you understand or not? Subhadarshini madam is saying, sir, rent is real account. No. Vigneswari Jana madam is saying land is real account. Okay. Electricity nominal account. Acha. Sir, can you show the slide number 3, please? Again, you are in slide number 3. So this is the traditional approach. Just see. Reliance Industries Limited personal account. Electricity personal account. Manas Kumar Samal sir is saying no. Reliance is personal. Prabhanjan sir is saying it. Okay. Then rent is nominal account. So this is the slide number 3. Someone is asking slide number 3, please. Okay. What is number 3? Number 3 I am showing. Look here. So here 6 accounts I have already taken. All as I have already told you, all the accounts can be classified under these 3 categories: personal account, real account, and nominal account. Okay. So now capital account is coming under which account? Personal, real, or nominal? It is coming under personal account. Why personal? Because capital account is a representative personal account. It represents to the owner of the business. It represents to the owner of the business. Owner is a natural person. Since it is representing to the owner, it is known as representative personal account. So it is coming under personal account. Okay, very good. Coming to second, land. Land is the property of the business or resources of the business, or we can say asset of the business. That's why it is coming under real account. Okay. Again, living stock. Living stocks like your cattle, your chickens. Okay. Or if you are cultivating some fish, these all are living stocks. So living stocks are your asset. Living stocks are the property of the business. So living stocks are coming under real account. Try to understand. Again, electricity account. Electricity account means we are paying the electricity to whom? To the electricity company, electricity charges. So this is expenses. Since it is expenses, it is coming under nominal account. All the expenses, losses, income, gains are coming under nominal account. Again, rent. Whether rent paid or rent received. If rent paid, it is expenses. If rent received, it is income. So all expenses, income, losses, gains are coming under nominal account. Reliance Industries Limited, it is one of the artificial person. So that's why it is coming under personal account. Is it clear to all of you? Did you understand? Did you understand? Yes. Very good. Very good. So it is your duty. I hope you must have received your study material. In study material, you just go through any illustration and try to find out some accounts, extract the number of accounts involved, and you just classify them according to personal, real, and nominal. So next class, we'll apply the rule for debit and credit to pass the journal entry. Then I will explain again about the modern approach. So by following the traditional approach, we can pass the journal entry. By following the modern approach, we can also pass the journal entry. So whatever the approach we are following, by following both the approach, the journal entry will be always same. Avinash Babu is asking study material is not available at DDC. So I don't know, you can just make your query at DDC. No, sir, I don't have account book. Nowadays, Google Chacha is available. So you can search in Google, double entry bookkeeping PDF. You can get n number of PDF books. You just download any one and go through it. Okay. How living stock is real account? Madhusmita madam, whenever we are talking about living stocks, let's say you are doing some chicken cultivation or fish cultivation, cattle, in order to procure the milk. So these cattle, chickens, your fishery products. What are these? These all are the living stocks. Okay. Or you are cultivating some pets. That means you are selling some puppies. So what are these? These all are living stocks. These are asset to you or not. These all are asset for your business. Stock means what? Asset, inventory or stock. These are the asset, living stocks. So since these are the asset, it is coming under real account. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. So thank you so much. I think we have already crossed the time limit, so we must stick to our time. So Das, Tanusri madam, is there any doubt? You are raising your hand. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Yes, Tanusri madam. No queries? Okay. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining with me. Have a good day. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you so much.